Comparative anatomy. Comparative studies of certain organisms indicate similarities in their anatomical features. Homologous structures. Anatomical parts of this that are similar in structure and origin, that is, in development they have similar structure and common origin, but they functions differently. Like, for example, wings of bird, arms of man, four legs of horse. So if we go after their structure and developmental origin, they have a common origin, but their functions different. Homologous bones exist in the forelimbs of many different vertebrates such as birds, horses, mans, bats, whales, but they all functions differently. Whereas analogous structures are similar in appearance and function, but they have different different origin, or they have different developmental stages. Example: wings of bird and wings of butterfly. If you go after their anatomical structure, they have different origin, but they functions for a same cause. Next is comparative embryology, the study of embryonic development among organisms. It reveals the similarity that suggests the common ancestry. Early vertebrates, embryo, it resembles with one another. As the development proceeds, the distinctive feature of each species become to appear. All have gill slits, tailbone, coccyx, segmented backbones, and having and are C-shaped. Next is comparative cytology, similar cell structure. According to the cell theory, the cell is the unifying structure of all living things. Organelles such as cell membrane, ribosome, mitochondria are structurally and functionally similar in most divergent type of organism. This is the reason why we go for 16 years rRNA sequencing, to relate or to identify how much related the two species are. This suggests that all living things are related to some degree. The fewer the difference in this cell structure, the closer the relationship will appear. Next, comparative biochemistry. Nucleic acids, their structures and functions are similar in living organisms. Many different organisms have similar proteins and enzymes. In order for their similarity to occur, their DNA must be similar. The greater their biochemical similarity, the closer the relationship amongst the organism. Again, it helps or it suggests the evolutionary relationship. Vestigial structures. These are the structures that do not have any use today, but are the remains of structure that were once functioned in our ancestral organism. For example, human appendix, coccyx, and third molar. Whereas in case with the horses, the splint bones, in whales, the pelvic bones. Next, the modern theory of evolution in the time frame of for evolution. Now, what are the factors that may have been responsible for this diversity? So we'll look after one after the other, starting with geographic isolation. Geographic isolation favors speciation by segregation a small group of organisms from the main population. If there is geographical barrier, say for example a common landmass which is splitted out into two. Now geographically they are two different regions, or maybe a river has passed between and it has segmented this two regions. Now the population on these two different areas, they can't interbreed or they can't mix with one another. So that this might be the first reason for diversity. Changes in gene frequency are more likely to occur in small populations. In time, this isolated population may evolve into separate species due to this following reasons. First is different initial gene frequencies than the main population. Say for example, from a mainland, a small segment was separated, and the organisms that has inhabited that small island or small region, they have produced the descendants based upon the genes or based upon the genetic material they had in them. Different mutations occur within the main population and the isolated population. This is another reason. Say from a mainland, the organisms which has moved to the new land, mutation in both of them, they have evolved differently. Next, different environmental factors, thus having different selection pressure on each population. An example of this would be Darwin's finches and Australia's marsupials and Albert squirrels. So these are some examples of geographical isolation. Next is reproductive isolation. Reproductive isolations, they are separated group by means of some or the other reasons. Separate groups may become so divergent that even geographic barriers were removed. Interbreeding could not take place. Now say for example, in earlier case, from a mainland, a new island has been formed, and over a course of time, say because of mutation or for any reason, these two population has evolved differently. Later on, these two land masses, they have joined together, but now these two species, they have been brought together, they will not interbreed because they have evolved differently. Thus the population have become reproductively isolated and are now two separate species. This population now have separate gene pools. Reproductive isolation results from various isolating mechanisms that include geographic isolation, behavioral isolation, or temporal isolation. A time frame for evolution. Gradualism, it proposes that evolution is slow, gradual and continuous process. This viewpoint is supported by geologic fossils, which shows slight change in organism between ancient layers of sedimentary rocks. Species originate through gradual change of adaptation. There is a line of descendants. Next is a punctuated equilibrium. What this theory believes is the process of evolution may not be the gradual one, but with some break in it, or there is a long break and for a small fraction of second changes takes place. Punctuated equilibrium. Punctuated equilibrium proposes that species have long period of stability interrupted by geologically brief periods of significant change during which a new species may evolve. This was proposed by Niles, Eldridge and Stephen Gould in around 1972. Speciation occurs in relatively quick and rapid burst, followed by a long period of genetic stability in between. This is what this punctuated theory suggests. So only a small fraction of time the changes are taking place, and whatever changes has taken place, they are maintained for a long period of time. Environmental changes like higher temperatures, lower temperatures and introduction of competitive species, it has led to the rapid change in a small population gene pool. that is reproductively isolated from the main population. Speciation happens relatively quickly, around 10,000 years or less time. Punctuated equilibrium involves many lines of descents. It is a pattern of long, stable period interrupted by brief pattern of more rapid changes. So we will stop here today. Thank you.